Last night I spoke of the miracle of the ordinary birth of Jesus in an unassuming way station house of a relative in the tiny village of Bethlehem. But of course, we also have the extraordinary aspect to this birth, as our own births were hardly announced by angels in the sky. In looking at the supernatural in Luke's nativity scene, there is a three-way relationship. There are the angels, the shepherds, and then there is Jesus and his parents. Now the angels, with all of their wings and appearing in the sky and then filling the sky as if they were forming ranks in an army, is what most obviously draws the attention of us, and really any reader or hearer of the story. They are, after all, messengers sent down from heaven, supernatural beings in the sky, not just winged men as we see on either side of the altar at St. Mark's and All Saints, but creatures with 6 wings that have shocked, frightened, and disturbed anyone who has seen them through the centuries. They are extraordinary and outside anything we can explain. Prophets throughout the ages have struggled to describe them, but words have failed even the best storytellers amongst them. They are just too otherworldly, but ultimately, they are simply messengers. They are not the recipients of the message, nor the subject of the message. The recipients are those shepherds, those stinky, dirty guys that show up with all of their sheep in our nativity sets. Sometimes even with that really annoying little kid and his banging drum. But those shepherds are also who the people of God are at their core. A Jew in Jesus' time and today are reminded each year by the reading from Deuteronomy. A wandering Aramaean was my father. Abraham, the father of Judaism and Islam, and our adoptive father in faith, was a nomadic herdsman when he was called by God. Moses, the great liberator and savior of his people, he too was a shepherd, out watching his father-in-law's sheep when he noticed a bush burning brightly but not being consumed. And David, the king for whom the star on Israel's modern flag is named, he was a mere boy out watching his father's sheep when the prophet Samuel came calling at Jesse's house. The Jews are God's chosen people, but amongst the Jews, God has again and again chosen shepherds to be his representatives on earth, to lead his people and to carry his word into the world. Dirty and grimy though they may have been, there is something about those shepherds that makes the angel's choice to bring the message of Christ's birth to them not that unexpected. God likes shepherds. They know how to lead a stubborn people from behind and to not lose little ones along the way. They put themselves in danger to protect those in their care. And they stink, not because they don't know what a bath is, but because they spend their nights and days together with their stinky herds. But this time, God is not asking a shepherd to become his representative on earth. For all of their virtues, Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael out into the desert to die. Moses was a murderer who couldn't get his people to not worship a golden calf. And David has that whole incident with Bathsheba. They were all deeply flawed men. So this time, God is not choosing these shepherds to lead his people. Instead, he has sent his angels to point these shepherds to the manger where the true shepherd, the good shepherd, laid with his mother Mary and Father Joseph looking over him. God has tried and continues to try again and again throughout human history to encourage human beings to be his hands and feet and voice on earth. But when we fail, God does not give up on us. God became human and walked among us. And that is what we celebrate this morning.